And just like that, Bel-Air is finished. Yes, the Peacock original scripted series is completed, and I'm going to talk about these last three episodes in spoiler detail. If you haven't seen the show yet, go and watch it and then come back and watch this. You've been warned. I'm going to touch on a spoiler, just might as well get this out of the way because I had a feeling, I actually mentioned it to a friend last year that this would happen. And it's unfortunate because it's a long story, but just know I saw this spoiler before I saw these last three episodes, and that is Will Smith appearing in the show. Will Smith himself, yes, the real life Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Men in Black, you name it. Like, yes, I was willing to put a bet on it, and I know I would have won had I placed that bet. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of making me mad that I saw this, like what you're seeing right here. I saw this before I saw the episode, so that's unfortunate. However, I'm still glad that his purpose in the show was because it's like pretty much Jabari Banks' will, like it's his will seeing into the future, or speaking to like his future self, his conscience in a way. And I might as well get this out of the way too, because I had mentioned to somebody too last year that like, wow, it's kind of cool that we got, Aunt Viv, like the light skinned Aunt Viv. But we got Aunt Viv, we got Ashley, we got Jeffrey, we got the first Aunt Viv to appear in the show. I was happy about that. And we got Will. I'm curious as to why Hillary, Karen Parsons, or Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, I'm curious why they didn't end up in the show. And it could be maybe at some point they thought, like the creators thought that they could ask them later on in the show, assuming they maybe would have gotten more seasons. I'm going to touch on that later in this video. Or it could very well be that they're like, you know what? No, I don't want to go back to that role. I did my time doing that role, and I really don't feel like doing this even for a reboot. So, yeah, no, I'm not coming back. So, it makes sense why that could be a possibility. But for now, we did get most of the OG cast to be in it. And I'm happy that Will Smith himself, even though he was just a producer on the show, decided, you know what, I'll pop out for the finale. Why not? And plus, it wasn't anything corny. Like, it wasn't anything that was like, oh, like, if it was Will Smith, that is, it wasn't anything that's like, oh, I'm your real dad or I'm your uncle. Like, that would have been way too corny and on the nose. So I'm glad that they had it just, oh, yeah, no, it's pretty much Will's conscience. But overall, everybody pretty much had a happy ending. But the common thread and the important thread to me, and it's something that I feel like is aligned with my life in a way, is that everybody is just trying to make a change for themselves. A change that feels necessary, a change that has them wanting to grow to be a different version of who they were previously. From Carlton going to Morehouse to Will going to UPenn, Will and Lisa calling off their relationship, as they said in the show, just for now. Ashley going to a different school. I like that they threw in that. It kind of reminded them of like James Baldwin and Sojourner Truth when it came to her speeches. Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, kind of doing a callback to the OG finale of the original series, but moving out of the house with baby Nikki, which, by the way, that was a nice plot twist with that because I was expecting them to have a boy just like in the original series, but no, it was a baby girl, and baby Nikki still has a nice ring to it, and it's interchangeable that way, so that was a nice twist with that. Jeffrey going back to Penelope. I mean, again, just everybody kind of having a happy ending. Jazz and Hillary could maybe get back together or maybe just be cool again. It's stuff like that that I like to see in shows like this. I may be ruffling some feathers too. Could this be better than the Insecure finale? Let me not. Let me not. I'm just joking because I know, I don't want to compare two different shows. But let me also say, leading on to that, with this past decade, we've seen a lot of black led shows get canceled after the first season, second season, third season, just get canceled like all around. Lovecraft Country, rap shit. I could go on all day, but it's good to see that some black led shows have been ongoing and actually have gotten proper conclusions. Whether we're talking about Atlanta, Insecure, Power, Snowfall, Bel Air can officially join the club of black led TV shows that didn't get canceled that actually got an official conclusion. And I can't wait to see Abbott Elementary join that club as well one day. And I said I would mention it, and I'm glad that I am, and that is this show probably could have gone on for more seasons. I'm sure the powers that be did not want that to be the case, but it's still an accomplishment, like I said, that this show did get four seasons. This is going to be an entryway for some to get into the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And even someone like me who, watched all of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and then watched this, I like the callbacks that they had to the original series. The first season, they definitely had to try to find their footing, and then it found its footing with the last three seasons, if you ask me. And my last tidbit is just this: a good show, a good series, does its job well. Something like this, that is one of those shows that pushes you to just be different. Different in the sense of, how you were a year ago is not how you are a year later. Get out of your comfort zone. If the path that you're currently walking on is just not the path that you see fit for your future self, then don't walk along that path. And don't be afraid to try new things. I'm also canceling out any possibility that there could be any spin-offs with this. I know it was one of the most, if not the most highest rated scripted series on Peacock. And I've been wrong before, but I think this just might be a proper conclusion just for this entire universe. I can't really see any other spin-offs happening, and I don't think the writers want to do that. So I think the creator of the show and the other writers might just move on to doing something else, and I can't wait to watch what else they do, as well as the cast and crew. I mean, Coco Jones, I'm a fan of her music, so I mean, as long as she keeps putting out consistent music and it's hella good, then I'm gonna still peep that. Whether it's her or anybody else in this cast and crew, they all did, if you ask me, a phenomenal job throughout this entire series, and I can't wait to see what they do next. But that's just what I thought when it came to this final episodes, really, final season, this overall series of Peacock's Bel Air. And my question is, have y'all seen this show? What did you think about it? What did you think about the finale overall? And also, too, was there a favorite moment with these last three episodes, in your opinion? Because for me, I loved they brought up those black movies that Carlton never watched. Jason's Lyric, which admittedly I still need to see, but Juice, Crooklyn, Waiting to Excel, Boys in the Hood, only for them to say, we should have watched Set It Off. But yeah, I just want to know. But whatever y'all think, just let me know in the comments. Let's discuss. And of course, just let me know.